I can't actually remember the last time where India had to take or were at a chance of taking the third new ball in India. Australia have given them a run for their money in this test match and really well played Cam Green. His maiden test 100, and what a country to get your first 100. What an occasion to get your first 100. And again, Ashwin, he showed his class again. 6 for 91 on this pitch, from 47 overs. If anyone still doubts his greatness, I don't know what I can say to you. I have with my co-host with me, Charbel, who looks very happy today. How are you, Charbel?
Smiling for now, but a long way to go in this test match. Yeah, it is a very flat pitch. This Australian innings went nearly as long as the entire indoor test. Maybe about 20 overs less than the whole test match. So that paints a picture. But yeah, it looks a really good wicket for batting. And I tweeted that there's absolutely no excuses for the India top six on this. And the openers have made a very good start. It looks a beauty. Before we touch on the day and talk about it, I just want to say commiserations to Pat Cummins and
Yes.
his family. His mother passed away overnight, so very, very sad news there. And yeah, whoever criticised him for leaving India to be with his family just got to think long and hard about what they
Yeah.
said and the importance of family.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Coming back to the test match, you were saying that top six, they don't have any excuse tomorrow, and
Mm,
absolutely agree with that. This top six has gotten away with not performing to the best of their ability for some time now, and I think this is the
mm.
perfect chance for the top six to come back in form, for everyone to sort of contribute with the bat. um, and Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill have started well. They are certainly playing in a positive way. They are playing their shots. They're punishing the bad balls. Just hopefully the first session belongs to India tomorrow, and then if that happens, I think India can bat long and can take their batting into the fourth day as well, and then come third innings, hopefully the spinners are in the game, and then spinners do their job.
I think that's the exact thing you said there at the end. That'll be the aim for India to bat well tomorrow and then try put some pressure on Australia in the third innings. Funnily enough, I tweeted that one of my articles that I wrote, it was actually last year when New Zealand lost after posting a big score against England. The record for the highest first innings scores to lose a test match. And I'm like to myself, calm down, people. They're already tweeting about searching about Australia possibly losing before their innings is even over. But I think that'll be the motivation for India. And as an Aussie fan, I do fear this opening partnership. Not only the amount of runs that they can score, but the pace at which they can score. They can go a lot quicker than what Australia scored at. So I'd like to give credit to the India bowlers. I thought it was a very difficult pitch to bowl on in 2 days in the heat on a flat pitch, but they kept Australia under three and over. So if they bat well tomorrow, they won't be too far behind. I don't think, particularly with the firepower in the lineup. And I think Virat Kohli's batting has been better than his numbers suggest in this series, and I think he'll enjoy batting on this pitch if he shows the same sort of intent and technique that he's shown in this series. He'll score a lot of runs on this pitch. So Australia desperately need an early wicket or two, I think, in the first session. Otherwise, it could be a tough day.
Yeah, and I think we've gone a bit further. Just sticking to day two and what happened today. I think
Mm.
India did let the game sort of drift away at times, just like day one, where they had the Australia,
Possibly.
they had Australia 409 for eight, and they had the chance to wrap up the innings quickly by let's say 420. Um, but again, Nathan Lyon and Todd Murphy, as it has happened for quite a few years, the tail enders sort of get the better of the Indian bowling attack, and the Indian bowling attack again
Yeah,
on this time,
but
letting them lose as well.
what the one thing I will say is that it just showed how good the wicket is to bat on when Lyon and Murphy were going because I look at Australia's wickets they lost in that period. Carey, I'll touch on him in a sec, but that was extremely disappointing. He promised so much in the first innings of the series and gave it away. Then Green's dismissal I thought was a bit lucky for India. Um, so it wasn't as if there was anything out of the pitch that was doing anything extraordinary to get the Australian batsmen out. But once Murphy and Lyon sort of knuckled down and played straight, very difficult to breach their defence. So yeah, I can't criticise India bowlers too much. I thought they did quite well when you consider the conditions. Um, and I thought Rohit was pretty good as captain, trying to keep things moving as much as he could. That it wasn't easy, and I think Australia. I'd like to see not Nathan Lyon. I know talking ahead tomorrow. I think one thing I thought I was a bit disappointed in the last 10 overs was bowling around the wicket the whole time. Nathan Lyon, I thought there was an opportunity there to just try see what's available outside off stump tonight. After but the Indian seamers bowled around the wicket, and then Mitchell Starc bowled a couple over the wicket there as well. So because you're trying to turn the ball off the middle of the pitch, there's nothing happening.
Yep. And I think I may be speaking too far ahead, but if India go on to lose this test match, I think the man of the match should be Cam Green and not Usman Khawaja. I know Usman Khawaja has played a brilliant innings, but Cam Green's innings is what's differentiating both the teams at this point. Because at when Cam Green came in, the game could have gone either way. And he stuck in there with Usman Khawaja and sort of took the game away from India at that point, because his innings at number 6 has proven to be the real sort of thorn in the way for India to win this test match.
Agree with you. He came in a very tricky situation, 100%. And yeah, he played brilliantly. He added impetus to the innings. But of course, that's not to take credit away from Khawaja. I'd be very happy to bat 5 minutes, and this guy's batted 5 sessions. So a special innings.
Yeah, absolutely.
Special innings from him. But Cam Green's knock, the guy's got game. He's got a lot of ability. And Matthew Hayden's touched on it a few times in commentary. He said, like, Cameron Green's just getting started. Once he really understands his game, then he's going to be a real talent. Like, he's got a fantastic all-round record already, and he still hasn't hit his best, I reckon, in Test cricket. He's still got some improvement and some learning to do, but he's, I think, one of my favorite players, and I've always been very quick to defend him, even when he was getting those cheap scores over the last couple of seasons. Always, this is the guy we need to back, and this is the guy you put the faith in, because he's got it. He's quality.
Yep. Speaking about tomorrow, I'm really hoping India bats long. India bats once in this test match, and that would mean India getting excess of, let's say, 600.
That's a big total, and it's possible. It's a long way away. Yeah, that's a long way away.
And that would mean one of the top 6 has to get a big score, like a massive 200, 250, or 2 or 3.
Current near 300.
Yeah, or 2 or 3 batsmen have to get big daddy hundreds. And then other batters have to chip in as well with 50s and 60s all around. So there's not only top 6, but then the onus is also on the lower middle order, where Jadeja, Akshar Patel, and Ashwin have to do the scoring if they have to score big. And that has been the real test over the last few years for the top 6. Is the lower middle order has contributed, but the top 6 hasn't. So this is the right time. This is the perfect chance for them to do the job. And I think. I don't know. I'm not trying to predict what happens tomorrow, but I think it's going to be really interesting. If the top 6 doesn't do the job, then some questions need to be asked.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. There'll be questions asked about the top 6 if they fail tomorrow. This is an excellent surface, and let me tell you that the Australian attack is still quite inexperienced as well, apart from Starc and Lyon.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean. Yeah, the focus has got to be for India now, bat well tomorrow, and then see how you can put Australia under pressure on day 4. For Australia, it's try to get those early wickets and chip away throughout the day. because for Australia, we've got to be thinking that there's a few India players there under a bit of pressure, needing to score runs. So try prey on that a little bit. Get some fielders in close, mix up your pace in terms of the spinners, and hopefully Mitchell Starc can create some footmarks there and hopefully get a bit of reverse there as well with the older ball, which might be tough because it's not a very abrasive outfield. But yeah, and fingers crossed the ball starts spinning a little bit more from an Aussie perspective tomorrow. But India, fill your boots. It's a good surface. Australia showed that.
Well, that's our take of day 2, and hoping for a big day 3, as we call it in India. It's a moving day. That day decides where the test match goes, which side the pendulum swings. And I'm hoping for a good batting performance from the Indian batting contingent as well, and you'll be hoping for a good bowling performance as
I hope so,
an Australian fan.
because we need it. Because as
Yep.
England in 2016 found out, totals of 400 plus, you can still lose. So
Yeah, absolutely.
India have done it before. So
Exactly.
Australia got to be
And
on their game tomorrow.
exactly, and they need to do it again. So let's see what happens, and we'll be doing this again tomorrow
Yep.
after day 3, reviewing day 3. So hopefully see you again tomorrow, Charbel. Hopefully see you all the viewers, and keep watching, keep subscribing, keep commenting, and thank you so much. Have a good night. Have a good day. Take care.